Yo everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can probably tell, is going to be a little bit of a different video, as you can see by this being a spreadsheet and not Geoguessr. But since I was feeling quite sick and I attempted to record a duel and literally did the worst 3 rounds of my life, yes, there was a 3 round duel, I decided to just do this instead because, yeah, my brain is not working, but my brain will work enough to look at this. So we will look at this. So what are we looking at? We've got Geoguessr Dual Stats version 1.5. It's I'll put the name and links in the description, but I think the original script person was Kevin Zhao or something, and then it was modified by someone called Spaghetti to make it so that you can filter if it's moving, no moving, NPC or whatever. And I think that is better and yeah, because moving and no moving is a completely different game, kind of. So it doesn't make sense to combine the stats. But okay, what do we have here? So first of all, we can see what I've done here is put this and this as our dates, so it's moving or whatever. And that we peaked at 1622, which is decent. But we peaked a little bit higher in no moving. But I think the most interesting thing is probably countries, because I mean, we've got average distances, whatever. Time to guess 39:48. So yeah, well, I guess that's interesting that when I lose, I spend a little bit more time than when I win because I'm confused or something. And I guess if I hit into send and I'm moving around, I'm probably confident, so that makes sense. Uh, but countries will probably be the most interesting thing. So, okay, this is sorted by number of rounds, but as you can see by the green median distance, I do quite good in Russia on moving. Who would have thought that one? We've got Brazil, US kind of bit further up in distances. My Mexico is very bad, comparatively to like my other big countries. Like Indo's decent, Canada. This isn't moving again, so I will see no moving later, which I imagine will be quite similar, but yeah, I definitely need to work on Mexico, as you can see. Turkey is somehow good, but I guess that's moving, so you can move eventually and find something. But yeah, Sweden. Wait, what happened with Sweden? Why have I lost 8 rounds on Sweden with an average distance of 320? That's shocking. Uh, New Zealand, I guess I missed the country once, which is why that's that. But yeah, I mean, everything else looks kind of normal-ish, I would say. Never won on Thailand makes sense. Bangladesh distance feels kind of high, but I mean, all of these are like relatively small countries. Finland could work on, but Sweden is kind of bad. Malaysia is, I guess I just move on 5K because that's a crazy median distance. But yeah, the Russia one is like the most impressive, and then Russia's also like a lower time than like the rest of them, which also makes sense because I'm able to insta-send a lot of rounds if I just know the road or whatever. And yeah, so that's that. I think no moving is going to be the real interesting stuff, so I'm going to get onto that now. So what do we have here? Peak rating 1679, which was my peak, so that makes sense. Unless, I think that's right. But yeah, any interesting stats? My opponent usually guesses before me. I guess I'm speaking and stuff, which is interesting. And then, yeah, I guess this kind of makes sense. Yeah, I mean, yeah. The stats are kind of just like, oh yeah, when you yeah, the stats are like they look flipped, right? So when my opponent wins, it's that, and when I win, it's the exact same as that. But then they miscounted it more than me, I guess. Okay. Anything else interesting on this page? We can see games by opponent rating. So between 1100, 1200, 90% makes sense. 1200, 1300, 77 makes sense. And then, yeah, 15, 1600, 50% makes sense because I feel like that's probably the elo I deserve to be at. And that's why I've got a 50% win rate against them. And then, yeah, you can see it gradually go up. And then 16 to 1700 is 20%. I'm trying to think who I've played that 16, 1700. Uh, I played S when they were high. Or no, that was probably when they were 1800. Uh, yeah, was Gorka 1600 when I played him? Maybe, but I should probably see if there's a way to look at that. I might edit that in at the end. But yeah, I think countries is going to be the interesting stuff here. So we sort by number of rounds. US has the most rounds, then Russia. Makes sense because they're the two most represented countries in ACW. But you can already see median distance for Russia is kind of a standout among the five big countries, Mexico, Australia, Brazil, Russia, US, because it is a quarter of the rest of them, and Mexico is by far the worst. So that is definitely something to work on. My Brazil is decent. I would say 250 isn't bad for Brazil. 213 in Australia, 250 in US, but then 430 in Mexico is absolutely horrible compared to the rest. My Japan definitely needs work on. Like, it is smaller than the other ones, but you can definitely get this number a lot lower. South Africa, decent. Canada, better than the other ones, makes sense. I feel like Canada is a bit of an easier country, just because there's a lot of state-specific metas, and the states themselves are relatively small most of the time, unless it's like Ontario, Quebec, but like New Brunswick, and even like Alberta is like easy to region guess or whatever. Then round win percentage. I guess the round win percentage aren't even that high for like Russia and stuff, which I guess like if it's like, it's Omsk, you click middle, like you're both close or whatever. But then obviously the median distance is quite good. And yeah, you can see the damage on loss is 57. So even when I lose these 30% of rounds, I'm still fairly close. Because yeah, it's only 57, but then damage diff on win is 746, which is expected. I think my median distance in the Russia Core accuracy test NMPZ was 60 kilometers, which is kind of impressive that it's ACW no moving is further distance, which might suggest that the locks are handpicked to be difficult more than randomly generated maps. Even though, like, because like you think it would balance out with like more info on ACW than randomly generated, but yeah, a lot of the map locks are challenging, whether due to bait or like the antenna, the coverage being not updated. But yeah, that's for another time. Okay, what else do we have here? Indonesia, quite bad. Colombia is very bad. 328 in Colombia. I mean, compared to like the other countries, like Colombia is like my furthest away. But I guess I just click middle in Colombia all the time. But yeah, okay, India. I forgot we'd get to India. India, yeah. That's bad. That's very, very bad. 631. I don't even know how big India is. Wait, let me cut to. Okay, welcome to Google Maps, India. I'm just gonna measure from top of coverage to bottom of coverage if it would let me. And that is 2,600. So I guess 600 means, yeah, so if I was doing like no region guess at all and clicking middle, I guess 600 would be about what you'd expect, just like where coverage is gonna be. Because I guess, I mean, Assam's fairly far away as well. But yeah, I guess 2,600 versus 600. I mean, 600 is bad, don't get me wrong, but at least it's not like half the country away. Because I'm doing slightly better than clicking middle, I would assume. But you'd have to do some analysis on the math of that. Chile, I definitely need to work on. Kenya seems pretty good for its size. I'm happy with 83. 62% win rate, and then yeah, I mean, I guess my Kenya's average, I guess, with that. Ghana, median distance is good, makes sense. Sweden, Norway, Thailand, Peru. Peru definitely need to work on, but I guess my round win rate is high, but my damage on loss is crazy high. So I guess I like either 5k or like go wrong side of the country. Okay, Philippines, quite high as well. Poland is just like click middle. I presume that's the average distance between Poland and everything else. Malaysia's good, Ecuador good, UK good. I'm curious about Ireland. We'll get to Ireland soon. I wish there was a way to see number of 5Ks, but maybe there is on the other spreadsheet. I might have to look at that after. Anything else interesting here? Germany feels like it's slightly higher than, being able to reach and guess it. What else do we have? Bolivia is good, makes sense. I've learned Bolivia a lot. Uruguay 47 feels impressive. Nigeria, I've studied a decent bit, so I can 5K a lot of blocks. Botswana, similar. UAE, very small. Ireland, 31. I'm pretty happy with 90.91%. I'm proud of that stat. That's a good win rate, for sure. Yeah, okay, I mean, yeah, that's like my highest, right? I guess Kyrgyzstan is, it's gonna be 100% down here when there's like very few locks, but like there's nothing above it on the list in frequency that is higher. I guess my Canada is fairly high, but yeah, I'm happy with 90.91% for that. Anything else interesting here? I've never won on Singapore, but only 2 rounds. Never won okay, my Mongolia definitely needs work. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, what else do we have? Hungary. What? Okay, I guess I try and cook too much on Hungary and go the wrong side because, like, yeah. Taiwan, okay, I mean, my distance is fine, so that's fine, but my Hungary is questionable. I don't know how that one's happened. Uh, Poland, 13. How am I 39 in Poland? I just realized that. That's absolutely shocking. Okay. What else do we have here? That's like, I mean, India's low makes sense, but I'm just seeing if there's anything like super low. Poland is like the lowest of anything like above Bulgaria, but Bulgaria, like, I don't know, click middle. Hungary is comically low. And then, yeah, I mean, Antarctica. Oh, I remember, you probably all remember this incident. The median distance of 19,354 kilometers. Uh, due to the Svalbard on Antarctica incident, which was a funny one. But yeah, average points lost 4,999, which is quite funny. Paraguay, what? I mean, I guess it's just borders, so it counts. And there's Spill. Syrian Arab Republic, I guess that's Spill or whatever. Well, not Spill, but like Google API Spill. Anything else interesting here? No, I think that's that for that. Okay, hello again. I have cut to the Russia Court accuracy test from September 2023. I decided to look at this one because it's the only one that has breakdown of stats for like Gen 4 versus Gen 3 or whatever. So it's quite interesting, as you can see. I mean, I only have my like average score and like ranking versus other players, but you can see that I definitely do better in Gen 3 because I did, compared to everyone that did it, I was the best Gen 3 player, but the 7th best Gen 4 player. Uh, so that's an interesting thing to note. Median distance 4,500 versus 3,600 in Gen 4 Winter and 3,900 in that and 3,500 in that. I mean, this was one of my worst accuracy tests, but I definitely do think it's like true that my short antenna and long antenna are way better than my Gen 3, as you can probably tell, because my median rankings are both first, but 5th and 10th in that, and then overall rankings I'm third, but I think median's better, but that's maybe coping because yeah. Yeah, it's like you can 5K things a lot with a short antenna because it's just roads really. But yeah, just figured I'd show you that. But yeah, you can definitely see that I struggle with Gen 4, especially winter, but also summer a little. And then spring, there was only one location, so it doesn't really count as like a valuable data source. But yeah, happy with the short and long antenna. So I think that's going to be the end of the video. It's a bit different to usual, but I hope you still enjoyed the 10 or so minute yap session. I feel bad for not doing the duels today because I've been doing daily duels for like the past while now. But the one game I tried to play, it was just so it was so charged, like it was so jovial. Like I mean the atrocities that I committed in that game should never be unearthed. Like that was some of the Geoguessr of all time. Maybe I'll show it another time. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this different video. Let me know if you want to see like an update of this in the future, or I mean, go over the Russia stuff a bit more because you can go into like individual. I think did this one have individual oblast like scores? I forget, but yeah, there's more definitely that I could look at for this. So let me know if you want to see that. Yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye and peace.